Hello, Goddess. Welcome back to my channel. This is Andrea with You Are Mind, Body, Soul, where I guide goddesses to bridge the mind, body, and soul. And in today's video, it's going to be a pretty quick video in comparison to the ones that I usually do, because I just wanted to do a life check-in with you and just share some of the things that I do as we transition through the calendar years. Every year and every season of my life as a goddess and as a life coach, and someone that is incredibly busy. I have multiple careers and jobs that I do, and I'm always working with women in various different ways. As the seasons begin to change, right now we are in the week of Thanksgiving. I'm about to go on a nice date, which is why I've got my fall gear on before we get closer to Christmas and New Year. Just want to enjoy that sacral chakra orange fall energy. um, so as the seasons change, there are just things that I find that I can consistently do that help me out so much with my transitions and just help to keep me on track. Because for people that live, especially in the northern part of the United States, the weather begins to change, it starts to cool down, and some of us, suffer from seasonal affective disorder. And, I know that the holiday time can be really challenging if you have a lot of dissidents in your family and so on and so forth. But just want to remind you, that this is the divine feminine season, and it can be very challenging if we are not harnessing the energy of what this season actually provides for us. And, just staying biorhythmically in tune with yourself. As you know, for those of you that follow my channel, I work with psychosomatic education, that's mind body connection. I work with consciousness reconditioning, that is your mindset, your belief system, and how it affects your behaviors and your reality. And I also work with alchemy and energetics, which is what happens on the inside. And when we are looking to develop and transform our lives and just to see different things in this reality, find more joy, find more harmony, it's really these season transitions that does it. These are the times in our lives where we can harness Mother Nature, the alchemy of being a woman, being a goddess, and really use that to create momentum in our life, even when it seems like things are slowing down. So I'm getting ready to do some traveling. So next week, I'll be taking a pause, just some housekeeping notes. I'll be taking a pause on YouTube because I am kind of like the squirrel. I love the squirrel as an animal totem, gathering my nuts, my proverbial nuts, and storing up for the winter. So what does that mean for this channel? It means that I'm going to be doing some pre-recorded videos so that I can have some rest in my life, which is what I'm always talking about. So for the new year, I'll just get in. Of course, I have my notes. One of the things that I always try to do is just to make sure that I am scheduled and that I'm prepared to rest, particularly this year as we're moving towards the end of 2023 and into 2024, moving from the rabbit year into the dragon year. December, we have a Mercury retrograde on the 13th of December, 2023, and it's going to last us into January, like early January, the first few days of January. So it will be an unusual Christmas and New Year's time, and it will be an extra powerful time to get that rest. So I prepare myself in my personal life. What I'm doing right now is preparing to rest. So there are certain certifications that I have to get. I have to get CPR certified. And I've been doing some other certifications, and there are certifications that I want to start in January. So I'm getting some of those things out of the way now, so I don't have to worry about meeting deadlines or any assignments like that during that holiday time. So I'm preparing my rest schedule, which means that I won't be filming any videos. I'll still be posting videos for you guys, but I won't have to film anything if it is not in flow for me. You understand? Yeah. Oh yeah, also please like and share this video if you find it helpful, me sharing my personal rhythm and flow with you and doing this personal check-in. Right, there is a video that talks about how to ease into your feminine flow with Mercury retrograde, and it's super helpful. So it's just all the things that I do to get myself ready for Mercury retrograde. So during this end of the year period time, as we're moving from the end of November into December, one of the things that I always do is I reflect. And when I reflect on the year that has passed, I'm asking myself questions. So I think about the highlights of my year, you know, and I ask myself, how have I leveled up throughout this year? So I look at different aspects of my life, like mentally, intellectually, how have I gotten smarter? How have I nourished myself? What good books have I read? What good topics have I dived into? Things that I didn't know before this year started. Okay. And then I check in with my body to see, like, did I reach my body goals this year? How is my actual physical health? Oftentimes for Thanksgiving, I actually fast during Thanksgiving, typically because I have an indigenous heritage. So, and also what I also look at are what are the challenges and what were the opportunities, because I see every challenge as an opportunity in life. So the challenges that I experienced in life, whether they were unexpected or whether they were things that were avoidable, which we don't have, very many of those, I look at those and I make sure that I'm framing them in a way that is going to work out for me. Okay. So, for example, if I have to all of a sudden drop everything and miss a week of work, let's say I got sick, for example. A lot of times people are getting sick during this during this season. If I'm getting sick, for example, that just means by reframing it, it means that now I have time to rest and to slow down. So I reframe anything that would be considered to be a challenge, and I take it and I shape it into something that is beneficial for me. Okay. And this has just been super helpful for me throughout my journey. Okay. The next thing that I've been doing is clearing out the clutter. So I went through my entire wardrobe and I got rid of things that I know that I have not worn in a really long time and will not be wearing. So just donating all of the things to charity. There are lots of people who where if it's your trash, that can be someone else's treasure. So during the holiday season, it feels really good to take things out of my closet that I know that I no longer need and to donate it. And along the lines of cleaning out the clutter, that would be nutritionally. So I always make sure, like, as a goddess and as a professional athlete, I'm a full-time aerialist. I'm about to perform in December. I'm performing in January. I'm performing next May. Like, I'm about to start performing a lot. I'm a full-time athlete, and I try to bring, that wisdom and that knowledge into these videos, because when I'm showing up as a performer and as a movement educator, it's very important for me to keep my body clean. So during the holiday season, what I do is I'll eat very, very clean. And for Christmas, like, I'll allow myself to kind of pick up and eat things that I wouldn't usually eat because it's that holiday meal, right? A lot of people, will find themselves indulging through the holiday season. And I may sit with myself and determine what am I going to allow myself to eat, to indulge in. And then I just cut everything and just kind of push it off to the side. And we talk more about this kind of thing within the 14-day mind body soul reset course. But I allow myself that Christmas kind of cheat meal window that week or so. But during this season, for me personally, I have a tremendous amount of energy. My metabolism begins to pick up. So when I am working towards body goals, I make sure that I start planning for that now, okay, during the fall and the winter, and I start to eat the way that I know is in alignment with how I want my body to look in the summer. Because during the winter time, the metabolism tends to speed up, which is why we eat more. It's because you're hungrier, because your body's more chilled out. Even when I lived in Florida, It's always been that way where I get more energy, my metabolism speeds up, and it's easier for me to reach weight loss goals, health goals that would be more difficult during the summertime. So energetically, I try to take advantage of that. And this season also gives me a lot of time to focus. So I do like to feed myself with, certain deeper knowledge about myself. And I try to grow in my wisdom because I have this quietude and the space to kind of breathe out, because in the spring and the summer people are out, they want to do events, they want you to show up, they want you to, I'm a bit more busier during those times. So this time I can really focus in on those deeper topics, spiritual topics and things that I really like to dive into those things during this season. Okay. But along the lines of cleaning out the clutter, so I try to eat clean, and I give my body a break, but I also indulge because, it's that feminine balance, of course. Another thing that is on my to-do list is cleaning out my email, cleaning out my electronics, my storage on my phone totally just quit on me in the middle of me filming at the studio last night. So that was kind of like my reminder, like, okay, it's time to clean out the email, clean out the phone, and obviously cleaning out the body after the Thanksgiving holiday and pumpkin spice season, y'all. I love pumpkin spice. So there's that. So over the next few weeks, that's kind of where I'll be and the things that I'll be doing. And if you're on the email list, any more insights, I'll be sharing those with you through the email list. Okay. And then once I am through the reflection process, the kind of like looking at my life, evaluating, really, really deeply appreciating everything as a benefit for me and my journey and in my growth, and sitting with that gratitude and just really absorbing what this year had to offer, which is an ongoing process. But once I sit and I really look at that and I journal it through and I kind of write it out, it'll go in here. Then I start to focus on what I want for the upcoming year. And I'm a boss goddess. Check out the video, How to Manage Your Life Like a Boss Goddess. I think I'm supposed to make a part two to that video. I'm gonna go look at that video and see if I can make a part two for it. Now that I'm thinking about it, mental note to self. Look at that video, How to Manage Your Life Like a Boss Goddess, because now I start to enact all of that. So I'm going to look at next year, okay? And I'm going to think about, this is what I'm doing in my personal life, like how do I want to invest in myself, which oftentimes is related to something that I have to spend money on, right? So I know that early January I want to get a new life coaching certification. I found one that resonates with me, so I'm going to get that because there's more information in that that's going to allow me to help my community and the women that I serve as a life coach. And it's also going to nourish me. So I always think, how am I going to invest in myself, which is pouring into my sacred cup of energy and information. Okay. And how can I prioritize that? At what part of the year am I going to actually be able to sit down and put energy into that? So, for example, last year, as I was transitioning from 2022 to 2023, I was completing my yoga teacher certification. So I was doing a 200 RTT, okay, and RYTT. And I completed that like in February of 2023. So I'm always investing in myself, because when you do that as a woman, whether it be educationally, whether it be, walking with someone one-on-one to get that growth and that development and that nourishment, you're growing yourself, you are expanding yourself. And as conscious beings, conscious developed beings, we should always be challenging ourselves to be fed in deeper ways and to be invested in different ways. Because when we invest in ourselves, we set ourselves up for a frequency where other people are going to want to come and invest in us and invest in our ideas. Okay. So there are always projects that I want to work on, creative projects. This year, I published a book Exploring Your Divine Feminine Potential. That's down in the link below. So I'm thinking about, what projects that I really want to zero in on and focus. And so I'm determining that now. And the way that I do that is I look at the list of possibilities. I'm always writing out my ideas and creating these possibilities for myself. And there's always like this time between, it's like always happens like some point between late November and December where I'm meditating and I'm in a deep space with myself, journaling, and spirit starts to inspire me. I get that divine inspiration that tells me, like, this is exactly what I want you to do. This is what I want you to focus on as we move into the new year. Okay. And it kind of happens like that. It'll start as a whisper, or it'll start as a very obvious guidance. And I'll get this spark of inspiration, and then I focus, and then I create an action plan for that and a to-do list of how I want that to happen. So I'm always co-creating with spirit in order to develop my reality and to channel down things. Check out that video on divination, to channel what it is I am creating in this world so that I can be nourished, my soul can be nourished through my creative endeavors, and so also the community of women that surround me and anyone that comes across my path can be nourished as well. And it usually happens as just divine guidance that is very clear and very distinct. So there's that. Okay. And the other thing that I do towards the end of the year, and if you're on the email list, you'll know that I'm offering this. So for the community, I offer an annual reading, which is composed of tarot cards as well as oracle cards. And I will do a 12-month reading for my year that is coming. I'll do that towards the end of the year. And right now I am offering those. If you want to sign up for that, you can email me at the link below, or you can also DM me on Instagram if you feel like connecting with me on Instagram, which right now I'm at a little distance from, because I really want to make sure that in my life I'm prioritizing my spiritual journey, my meditative journey, and your girl just works a lot. So it requires a lot of balance for me to produce and create as much as I do consistently. So the annual reading is a big part of my end of the year ritual, which I'll be getting ready to do in a few weeks. And I definitely strongly encourage you to take advantage of that. Right now, it's on discount, and the price will be going up after the winter solstice, which I think is like December the 21st. I'm going to lift the price on that. And I just sit and I'll channel your entire year for you, which basically gives you like a weather forecast of what to expect as you go throughout the months and the seasons of your year. And I use it personally in my life. It's clutch. It's super helpful in guiding me throughout my year. And it gives me a framework of kind of generally what to expect and what can I avoid. And I also do love readings if you want a separate love reading for that. They're really amazing. Okay. And then the other thing that I do is I prepare for travel. So I'm about to go to Mount Shasta in a couple weeks. And on the 11th of December, I would like to come on and share with you a root chakra, a rooting down into your root chakra meditation that I'm going to be doing somewhere near the mountain. I haven't gotten over there yet, so I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like. But a part of my spiritual journey is the bioenergetic work. It's a huge part of my journey. So I'm going over there and I want to share that energy with you. So you are invited on the 10th of December to join that meditation with me. Maybe what I'll do is I will do a Zoom meeting link, and in the email, I will let you all know exactly what time that's going to be. And we'll get on here and we will hold down that feminine vibration through our root together. So that is how I get prepared for my end of the year. These are all the things that I'm processing and working through. And all of these things have helped me to get into a deeply harmonic, deeply rhythmic space of continuous growth and process and evolution in my life. Every year of my life, I look back on it and I ask myself, did I grow? Did I grow in some kind of way? Am I a more whole version of myself? Okay. Did I elevate myself? Did I elevate those around me? And this work and what I'm sharing with you in this video is where I am. And I hope that you have found this helpful. I'm going to be taking a little break, but I will catch you in the next one. I'm sending you all the love. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you that do celebrate it. And I'm so grateful to be sharing this space with you. One love.